Islands Barracuda were licking the iron. Get calico bass fishing on the Island Spirit up there out of Ventura Sport Fishing. The bite is last night on board the Tribute out of San Diego, California, as they had full speed bluefin tuna fishing on 60 to 100 pound fish. And Dominic Vandell celebrated his 21st birthday on board the Tribute by catching a 100 pound bluefin tuna. Happy birthday! Epic fishing last night on the Poseidon for the father-son team of Christian and Sebastian Capolin. They had 81 bluefin tuna on a 2-day trip to 150 pounds. Most of the fish were really, really big, and the father and son team had their limits of bluefin tuna. Does it get any better than this? Please don't forget to support the Freedman Adventurers family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Freedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend John Lopez. And also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Freedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Freedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing, morning briefing.
Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It's Saturday morning. It is so great to be with you all. You know, it's kind of breezy, overcast, actually kind of cool. Doesn't feel like a day in July, but man, the fishing's anything but cool. It's been fantastic. South of the border, we've got great stuff going on. The long range scene has been absolutely magnificent. Our local fishing this year, 2025, is the best we've seen in many decades. Bluefin tuna to well over 200 pounds. A great Channel Island bite all the way up in San Francisco. Some really good fishing. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my goodness, is it good to be with you all. Of course, I'm out working the Orange County Fair. I bartend right across from Baja Blues. If you'd like a cold one, come see me later today, getting in past midnight. So it's testing me right now to see how alive I could be for the morning briefings this coming month. It is great to be with you, and I can't thank you enough for all the likes and views. It means the world to us. So if you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that rotten, filthy, disgusting little bell, and you'll be notified when there is new content. The Tootsie Report. Whoa, that water feels a little bit cooler this morning. 61 degrees, I'll say. Probably off by about 8 degrees. Don't forget, you can also follow us over there on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Thank you so much well over 5 million views the past 28 days on our social media and YouTube, and we owe that all to you. Let's talk Mexico. We'll go south of the border, and we'll start you out down to La Paz. Tail Hunter International getting a much better signal here recently. There's been some windy weather down there in that neck of the woods, but offshore starting to come together. We've seen a few wahoo down there. We've seen some good Dorado fishing and more marlin starting to push into the area. It was slow down there, and it's still a little bit hit and miss, but it seems to be coming together in great fashion. At Cedros Island, we see that mix of fish. Some yellowtail, some halibut, really big flatties in some cases, and some great white sea bass fishing, along with some really good calico bass fishing. Man, 140 miles below the border, St. Quentin. It's fantastic fishing for yellowtail. Inshore, it has been nothing short of absolutely magnificent fishing, and that is continuing down there. Now, offshore, our dear friend Jeff Lingle has been fishing down there in that neck of the woods, and I'll get more in depth on this when we get to our bluefin tuna bite. But I just want to mention that Jeff says, Phil, we get offshore, we find good bluefin. He found them last night. Excellent fishing for him. He's also found some yellowfin and some Dorado, and he's been in on that great yellowtail fishing. He's got a 7 and 10-year-old young man on the boat this morning. They're fishing barracuda yellowtail along the coast after a productive night last night on the BFT. Way to go, Jeff. Love what you are doing. Thank you so much for all the great intel. And now we get you ultimately a little bit closer to home, and we start looking at Ensenada, 70 miles below the border. Love that drive down there. It is such a beautiful drive. Stopping off and having some fish tacos or lobster there at La Huerita in Rosarito Beach with my friend Tony Lozano. Always good times in Baja, and Ensenada is biting. Good amount of barracuda. If you want to stay local and fish that, you can also catch a few yellowtail under the birds, more on kelp patties right now, and also some really excellent bluefin tuna fishing. It is hit and miss, just like bluefin tuna is all the time. Our good friend Louis Prieto from It's 4 Reels Sport Fishing. Man, I highly recommend you give Louis a try if you go down to Ensenada. It's the number 4 Reels Sport Fishing. He was out on one of those trips where he scoured and scoured and scoured. Hooked one bluefin, but overall it was a tough day for him. Other guys stumbled in to the right area of fish. Bluefin ranging in size from 10 pounds. You don't see a lot of that. A lot of 40 to 60 pound stuff, and then you'll get them up over 100 and pushing 200 pounds. There's been a smattering of yellowfin tuna down off Ensenada. No big numbers, but a little bit. So that tropical influence, slowly but surely, is starting to push towards San Diego, and we hope we're going to see even more of that. And kelp patty yellowtail, pretty darn good. If you need to fall back on rockfish, Ensenada has been fabulous for that and so much more. On the long range scene, we've seen nothing short of fabulous fishing, whether it's big yellowtail, whether it's great yellowfin tuna fishing, or you want to go into the beach and catch a halibut, sand bass, calico bass on your way home. It has been biting. There's been some wahoo here recently. The Royal Polaris started out with their tackle seminar, saw a kelp, ran over and caught a big yellow off it on their way down before they were even supposed to start. The Independence returned with a great catch into San Diego of yellowfin tuna and yellowtail, and they were one of the boats that on their way home said, let's poke our nose into the Baja coast and see what we can come up with. And they came up with halibut and calico bass. Man, I love the Independence. We've got an 8-day trip coming up in November that is going to be absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to do that. Let's talk bluefin tuna because it has been spectacular. What great fishing we've had. There's been some misses, but not very many. It's been steady. It's been big fish. It's been fantastic fishing. The best fishing still is at night. There's no doubt about that. You do catch some kite fish during the daytime, and there are some fly line fish, but it's the nighttime when they are really biting. I talked about Jeff Lingle. He's down south. He's getting away from the boat pressure. And down there last night, he had several fish over 100 pounds. Great fishing for Jeff down below last night. And as I mentioned, he's got fathers and their kids, 7 and 10 years old. Can you imagine? 7 and 10 years old and catching 100+ pound bluefin tuna. That's what dreams are made of, and those kids are going to be hooked for life. And now this morning, fishing in their tighter, trying to catch some yellows and barracuda. Maybe Jeff will even pop on here during the premiere. He's probably going to be very busy, but maybe he will give us a little bit of update on how the kids are doing. Aztec, 2-day trip, 17 anglers, 22 bluefin. Highliner, 2.5-day trip, 4 bluefin tuna. The Pacifica, fishing mostly kelps, 70 yellows on the kelps and a bluefin tuna. And the Mission Belle, these are guys that run those full-day trips. Leave in the morning, come back that very same afternoon. 86 yellowtail on the Mission Belle. New low and a 3-day trip, $120 on the bluefin tuna. They're big fish, 205 pounds. Can it get any better than that? Grande, fishing that full day kind of scenario, leaving at 5 in the morning, coming back that evening, a bluefin and 40 yellowtail. I don't know how you can beat that. And speaking of father and son, I hope you witnessed the great trip on the Poseidon, 81 bluefin tuna, but it was Christian Capulin and his son Sebastian that had such magnificent fishing. A day, a night, a trip they're never, ever going to forget. Christian said it was absolutely fantastic. I don't know how I can get any better than that. Their biggest fish on that trip, about 150 pounds, so some excellent fishing going on. Voyager limits a bluefin tuna for those guys. So it has been absolutely fantastic. We heard from Walt from the Big Nasty Podcast. I was on that great podcast. Walt is a fantastic guy, and it looked like they were having some really great fishing on the Excalibur, so things are definitely headed in the right direction on this bluefin tuna. You're going to want to vary the size of the jigs depending on wind and current. I know. Hey, buenos dias. Suerte. Good. Hope you guys catch some fish. All right. Thank you. Gracias. Buen dia. Muchos pescados. All right. Couple of great guys going by me here. Going to go catch some fish down there by the jetty. Fantastico, if you ask me. Where was I, man? I was talking about using the proper jigs. You know, Jeff said last night he was using some lighter jigs down below, and they kept catching small bluefin tuna. He went over to the Eddie Bomb, like a 16 ounce, and went deep. Started catching those 100, 150 pounders. So that is something to keep in mind. I know that my friend John Garma loves the West Coast Jiggers HD jigs, like a 350. Has been working great for him. Daiwa SK jigs have been very, very effective. During the daytime, those white, or those clear poppers, I should say. And we love Tuna Riot poppers. I usually have one in my pocket. Yes, I'm weird that way. I walk around the fair, you know, and somebody needs some change, and I hand them a Tuna Riot popper and say, oh, excuse me. I usually have one of those, but they are really well constructed, and they work well when you roll up on a foam or a small, shiny jig for sure. We like the 80-pound Spectra for the nighttime fishing because it sinks quicker. You know, if you're fishing 100 pounds, it does not sink as quick, and sometimes that is one of the most important factors in the world. When the captain says, okay, drop 200 feet, 250, 300, man, those guys who drop first and are ready to rock and roll get it done better than the rest of the people on the boat. Still really excellent BFT fishing going on for a variety of boats. And guys up here in the LA Orange County area, look at the El Dorado out of Long Beach for fishing. They've had some hits on the fish also, so we're going to continue to watch this great fishing as we go along. Coronado Islands, we're talking islands now. There's a little bit of yellowtail down there, but not a whole heck of a lot. Good barracuda, calico bass fishing. San Clemente Island, you'll get a pop on the backside of the island, fishing dropper loop on some big halibut, sea bass, and yellowtail. Thunderbird's been doing that. Normally it's not huge numbers on that, but it's decent, and they're big quality fish when they do catch them on the front side of the island. Decent calico bass fishing, and the yellows there, sometimes up to 20 pounds. Most of the time are a little bit smaller. Under the birds, you chase them around and throw a Tatty 45 or your favorite surface iron on them, and you can do pretty darn well on that. Up there in the Channel Islands, the Endeavor had a fabulous first day to their sea bass fishing and halibut. As usual, Tucker McCombs out of Ventura Sport Fishing doing his thing. Second day, however, they didn't find a school that wanted to bite. So I say that just so you know that it is a little bit of hit and miss on the sea bass right now. Yesterday, we saw that kind of fishing where it was tough to find a school for many of the guys, but other guys had some really good fishing. And again, on his first day, it was absolutely fantastic. Mirage yesterday, 33 halibut. I refuse to get used to this. That is a great score. The Greylight, Sean Stewart, always doing a great job out of Cisco's. 4 guys, 14 halibut. Again, I'm not going to get used to this. Island Tack had limits of calico bass. We mentioned yesterday in a live update, or the other day, we did a live update with Daniel Hottaway from the Island Spirit. He said he had a light load and he was going to go try to catch some surface fish and take care of everybody on the bottom fish. And Furman Ramirez on Thursday afternoon was driving home and he was listening to the Freedman Adventure special live update with Daniel, and he said, man, I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to go. So Furman called a buddy who has yet to ever gone fishing, and they jumped on the Island Spirit, and Furman said, Phil, no disappointment at all. Captain Daniel started us out with rockfish, limited everybody out just about, a little short maybe, and then we went barracuda fishing, and we had 2.5 hours of the best barracuda by biting the iron yesterday that you could ever imagine. My friend said Furman is hooked for life now, and that is really great news. We are loving every moment of that. Island Spirit, VenturaSportFishing.com, 805-676-3474. Don't forget, Kids Fish Free on Sunday. That's tomorrow. You may want to give that a call. New Hustler, 2 yesterday, 20 white sea bass up there in the Channel Islands. Avila Beach, Morro Bay, great rock fishing up there in San Francisco. Man, if you go outside, you'll catch lings and rockfish all you want. And inside, you're catching good striped bass. Some days it's down, and then some really good halibut scores. We are loving that. If you want to fish on the Endeavor, that's a hard rig to get on out of Ventura Sport Fishing. But our dear friend Eddie Berrigan has 2 2-day trips, limited load, September 5th and September 30th. If you'd like to go, I would give Eddie a call or text him ASAP. Great guy, great group to fish with. I know you're going to love it. 805-754-0920. Give Eddie a call. Tell him hi from me. He's a great guy, I will tell you that right now. So really good stuff going on now. We'll take a look at our local situation. San Diego, there's still some really excellent sand and calico bass fishing going on down there. It has been a magnificent summer here so far on the sand and calico bass. New Seaforth 3 yellowtail to go along with some good bass fishing yesterday. I don't know how you can beat that excellent fishing going on as we move you up the coast out of Davies Lock here, Newport Beach. The freelance day and night have been all over the sand bass with absolutely fantastic fishing. That has not slowed down one bit at all, whether it's been the twilight trips or it's been the daytime trips. And up here in the LA Orange County area, the freelance, of course, qualifies for that. But talking about the boats out of Long Beach, the Victory yesterday, great fishing on the sand bass. They had 48 barracuda. We've been waiting for that barracuda bite to manifest itself, and it sounds pretty darn good, if you ask me. And the rest of the guys up here, you know, the Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing, they've been having great fishing. It has been absolutely phenomenal, and twilight fishing has been great. KJ from Mag 12 Swim Baits, fantastic guy. He's out there promoting the sport all the time, and he has some lures that really work well. KJ had a family from Mesquite, Utah, drive all the way down. The Mickelson family came down to fish on the Native Sun with KJ, and they put the wood to the sand bass last night. Easy limits of sand bass on board, and the family from Utah who came down to spend some precious time with KJ limited out KJ with the jackpot fish, a 7-pound sand bass. Beautiful fish caught on the new Mag 12 Minty Ice lure. It has been red hot on the sand bass, and they had an absolutely great time. Nick Ramirez on the Spitfire catching and releasing sand bass. Great sand bass fishing. Good rockfish going on up there also. They had a really great trip on their local fishing. It's been so good, and it's just continuing as we go along. And I see no reason why that is not going to keep happening. In the Southern California surf, big fish bait and tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got your bait. They've got everything you'll need for a great surf fishing adventure. They are Southern California's surf fishing headquarters, but they've got everything you'll need for offshore big bluefin, white sea bass, yellowtail. In short, they've got it all for you. Here in the Southern California surf, Wayne Shima Bakuro fishing up there around Seal Beach yesterday on the jetty. Said it was pretty slow. They didn't like the conditions all that much. As I look at conditions here today, you can fish this easily. It could produce some really good fishing down there on the Huntington Beach Pier. Good barred perch, a lot of sand crabs around the pier. Dog Beach has been very good. More Corvina in there recently. We haven't seen like the big time bite on Corvina. That's going to show up late this year. It seems like some perch here, walleye and barred perch. Occasional halibut on a Lucky Craft or small chrome crocodile lure here. Also up in the Santa Monica Bay, up there on the Topaz Rock Jetty. There's been more Corvina over in that neck of the woods and some yellowfin croaker to go along with that. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? It's been a lovely morning to spend with all of you, and for the millions, and it's mind-boggling that we're getting those kind of numbers. I owe that all to you. For the millions of views and the great support, I can't thank you enough for that. Take care. If I don't see you at the Orange County Fair later today, I hope to see you really, really soon.